A new universe awakens.
Black Adam. He's been asleep for 5,000 years.
This loose cannon needs to be locked down.
Good luck.
We will use force if necessary.
Here we go.
Force is always necessary.
You can be the destroyer of this world, or you can be its savior.
There's no one can stop me. Send them all. Black Adam. Get tickets now. Rated PG-13.
If you smell what the Rock is cooking. First things first, never listen to a critic. Go to the movies yourself and decide if you like it or not. Don't get me wrong, I'm just like everybody else. I watch everybody reviews, I read everybody reviews, but in the end, you have to decide if you like something or not. For example, remember that first G.I. Joe movie with one of the Wayans brothers? I think it has a Rotten Tomato score of like -17. I love that movie. I think it's one of the best movies of all time. So you can't go by critics. Our job is just to kind of tell you what we think, our opinion, and then you go out and make your opinion. And that brings us to Black Adam. The critics hate the movie. And I think I understand why they don't like the movie. At some point in the last 3 or 4 years, I believe the critics have thought that the superhero movies are supposed to be like Schindler's List. You know, they're supposed to be like Forrest Gump. You know, they're supposed to be like Gone in the Wind. And if they don't get some deep, thought-provoking superhero movie, they don't like it. But that's not what superhero movies are for. They're for entertainment. They're for you to leave the theater and say, I had a good time. I felt like the money the overpriced ticket that I bought, was worth it. And if you leave Black Adam, you're probably going to have that feeling that you were entertained. It didn't reinvent the wheel. It's a very straightforward plot. It does have some characters that you're probably not familiar with, but it has a couple of elements in it that I think is very important to any movie. First off, it's entertaining. It's a pretty fun watch. You don't feel bored. It's about 2 hours long, and it goes by, pretty fast. Second, the plot is pretty easy to follow. You don't have to read 700 comic books. You don't need a lot of backstory to understand what's going on. If you've never heard of Black Adam before, you can go into the movie theater and still have an enjoyable time. I think the third thing is all the actors look like they want to be there. And I'll be honest, sometimes with these movies, you can kind of tell that the actors are just going through the motions. And the writing is not too bad about it. They play it safe. And sometimes safe is better than risque. I like it. I thought the movie was very fun. I don't know where I would put it in my top 10 superhero films of all time, but I enjoyed it. I thought The Rock did a very good job as an anti-hero. I think Dr. Fate, Hawkman, some of the other characters that were involved, I thought were very good and very well thought out. I thought the premise, sometimes with these origin movies, they're so busy trying to set up a sequel or the next movie that they forget about that this is a standalone movie on its own. But I think as a standalone, even if there was no other movies besides this, I think it works, well. I think it was a very entertaining movie. It's a very enjoyable movie. And most off, I don't know who got in touch with the DC VX department, their CGI department, but it looks so much better. The fights, the CGI, than some of their previous films that look like, I did it on my iMac here. And I'm not very good with the editing software. As you can see, I just do the videos, from my office. But the fights look very well executed. It doesn't just look like a CGI mashup. The acting is, if you get The Rock, you know what you're getting with The Rock. It's kind of like going to McDonald's, right? If you get a chicken McNugget meal, it's going to be the same every time. Sometimes the fries are a little cold. Sometimes the fries are hot. But the fact is, you know what you're getting with your chicken McNugget meal. This is not like going into a restaurant and ordering sushi for the first time. It's The Rock, and you're going to get The Rock playing a character. And I think he plays it well. You can tell that this is a project of love for him because he's really, really putting his all into it. And if you're going to be a superhero character that's on the par of Superman, you have to kind of have that look. And that's the look that The Rock has. So in my mind, very good movie. I think if you go, you're going to enjoy it. You've probably seen the post-credit scene and see what that sets up in the future. We'll see if the DCEU can get itself off the mat. I think they have a long way to go to challenge, Marvel. But I can honestly say this is definitely better. This was better than Thor. This is better than Thor: Love and Thunder. So this goes in the win column for the DECU. I want to give it 7.5 out of 10 BSO stars. Leave in the comments. Let me know what you thought of the movie, what you thought of the post-credit scene, what they could have did better, what you thought was trash. Just let me know. And my next review that's coming out, Wakanda Forever. You're going to like that one.